Got another box here. I actually got it from Dennis Kirk. And I've been enjoying the bike so far. Got almost 1,000 miles on it. But the one thing that I do notice when I'm on a bike is the buffeting from the wind. You know, when you get around, I don't know, maybe around 80 miles an hour. Coming from the Road King, where I had the Memphis shades, 15-inch screen, plus the wind deflectors that were mounted on the fork, and I had the lower fairings, so I could ride, you know, 100 miles an hour, whatever. I could ride really fast, which you may have seen in some of the videos where getting a little crazy. But anyway, I could ride with, you know, my face mask, my face, you know, the helmet shield, basically up. And although I do need to get a full face, so I'll probably be picking one of those up in the next couple of weeks, because I should have a full face. But I do like to be able to, you know, raise the shield. But anyway, so what I did was I got on this bike here, and you can see when I'm on it, look at that, already kicking the bag. Anyway, you can see when I'm on it, you know, I'm flat-footed. I have that Mustang seat, so it kind of brought me down a little bit more. And I'm looking way over the shield. So I did the thing where you sit on there and you this and you know that, and it came out to be roughly 6.5 inches, maybe 7. And I'm 5'7", maybe 5'8". Depends on the day of the week, I guess. But anyway, so what we're gonna do is, so what I did was I ordered a new shield. Now on my other bike, over here, this guy, I have a 6.5 inch. This is a Freedom Shield in kind of like a smoke gray or a light gray tint. And this actually does really good with cutting the wind. I really get more wind coming up from the bottom because there's no fairings. You know, there's no lower leg fairings there. But I also ordered the wind deflectors that's attached to the fairing. So those haven't come in yet. So once those come in, I'll install those on the bike. You know, I do, don't get me wrong, I do like the wind. I just don't like so much of that wind. What was happening to me when I was on the bike was, you know, I'm riding and the wind is so strong that it was blurring my vision. So I thought it was, I don't know what I thought it was, but anyway, it was just, you know, moving the glasses and moving the helmet ever so slightly, where it was just blurring my vision. So anyway, so I ordered this shield. So I got a 6.5 inch Klock shield. I was gonna go with Freedom again, but I did kind of like the way this one looked aesthetically. And then this color, this dark smoke, really is close to, it's really close to this one. to the factory color. So let's see, stop, important information, flare care. Failure to maintain your polycarbonate windshield can result in damage and will void your warranty. Klock Werks recommends Shine Werks, our cleaner formulated specifically for care, blah, blah, blah. Do not use petroleum-based ammonia cleaners, including rain sheeting products on clockwork windshields. They can cause dulling and hazing, and in some cases, fractured. I didn't know that, because I would put Rain-X on my windshield, on my shield. I'll put it on all my cars, but I never knew that was a problem for these screens. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this windshield out, put this windshield in, and then go for a ride. Some other things that I'm gonna try to do today too is, you can see that I have I put on the engine guard, the big one, because I wanted the lower fairings, and I also put on the saddlebag guards too. As far as I'm concerned, they should give you a choice, which one, if you want the chop one or if you want the tall one, instead of me having to go out and buy a bigger one. But it is what it is. The chop engine guard does look good, but you can't put no lower leg frames on there. And until they come out with some leg frames that you can attach to the chop guard, then, because you just don't have it. So on my Road King, I had drop guards. Because sometimes I'll do low speed. I don't want to say, so just some low speed riding, and turning and all that stuff, making U-turns, blah, blah, blah. And I had since I had the Road King, it already comes with the engine guard and the bag guards. Except for my bike, it was in chrome. And I had the chrome drop guards. I think when I bought them, they were maybe $275 or whatever it was. I think they're way more expensive now, maybe, I think. But they're out of stock until like March or something like that. And sometimes when you're doing the low speed riding, I find a parking lot. I haven't really done it on this bike yet, but I had to drop guard, and they just attach here. So if you did by chance drop the bike, it would hit the drop guards and protect your engine guard, your engine guard and your saddlebag guard. So I had it, in the front and in the back as well. And these bags extend down just a little bit. But if you tilt the bike over, it would hit the guard and it wouldn't hit and it would still save your bag. Because these bags are expensive. So anyway, I used to have these on my bike as well, these plastic guards. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slide these on too, put them on the ends. Clean up this the engine guard because we got a little bug stuff on it. But I'll just slide these guys on here and slide that back there in the back. And just in case you lay your bike down, at least you have some kind of protection, because if you scratch these up, well, you're gonna do powder coat it again. And you can see it, we got some little scuff marks on here, because these used to also be on my Road King before I got the drop guards. So you can see I got some little scuff in here for when, the times I dropped the bike. So I dropped the bike maybe twice in practicing. There you go. Low speed practicing. And, it just happens where you drop the bike. Especially if you cut too much power, if you cut too much by pulling in the clutch or whatever it is. So It happens. Happens to us all. So yeah, so I'm not gonna really get into how you install the windshields. You know, there's so many videos on that that I wouldn't be telling you anything new. But what I'm gonna do is take this screw out, these two screws on the end, which are the short screws, and then this screw here in the middle, which is the long screw. Just back it out. Make sure when you put these screws back in that you don't torque them down too much because they don't need too much torque. But I'm going to take these two guys out, loosen this guy up some, pull this forward, and pull this out. And then I'll put that guy in, and then we'll take a ride, and I'll keep my fingers right here. You know, they have places where you can, you know, test fit the shields. So I wanted to test fit the 6.5, and I couldn't find anybody that had any. So I called the Harley places, I called some of the other affiliates, and nobody had anything. So I just rolled the dice and got the 6.5 because I thought an 8.5 would probably be too tall. I think I might be looking through the glass, and I don't want to look through the glass. But in comparison to this guy, let me just angle this up a little bit. In comparison to this guy, this is a 6.5 shield, and this is also a 6.5 shield. So we can see that they are rough. Yeah, they're the same. It has a nice little lip, and it has the extended piece over here on the side, so when the wind hits it, it kind of pushes it around you. This one has the little curve where the wind is supposed to hit it and push it around. So let's see how that actually works out. You can see the color of this one versus the color of this guy. You can see that they're very similar, really, really close. And this is the dark smoke, and this is the factory one. This is the factory one. So I was undecided if I wanted to get to tint, dark smoke, or black. I think is the colors. I have to look at that again. But this one is close to factory, and then there's one that's really dark, which I don't know. You can't see through that, so I don't know how you deal with that at night. And I'm blind anyway, so I need as much light as I could possibly get. So I do like to be able to see a little bit, you know, down, you know, stuff that's on the road. Although, you know, I should be able to look over the mirror anyway. You know, when I get on the bike, yeah, yeah, that's looks like that's perfect. If I angle my eyes down, I'm looking through it, but looking this way, I am looking a little bit over it. Maybe I could have done the 8.5. Maybe that would have been, I don't know, the 8.5 might be just a little bit too much. Might be a little too much. So hopefully this works. You see these lights flashing. So these here have the amber turn signal. It's just that I bought the wrong year. I bought for, I think, up until a 14 and not or a 13 and a 15 and up. So that was my mistake in ordering. So I do have the harnesses that I need to installed to these to make these guys actually signal amber. So when you're ordering stuff, be careful. You know, especially I came from an older bike, and sometimes I'm placing orders and I forget, you know, that I'm not ordering for that bike anymore. So if this works the way that it's supposed to, it's supposed to create a nice little bubble around me, then I should be good to go. So I'm hoping that that is actually the case. Because it did look like the 6.5 should be good. Like I said, I think when I sat on the mic, I probably measured about 6.5, 7. So this is supposed to throw the air, I think, an additional 2 inches above you. So that should be good. Because if they had a 7.5, I might have gone with a 7.5. But the 8.5, since I'm 5'7", 5'8", I just thought that would be, I would be looking almost through the glass. That would probably be right at the tip. That would probably be above my nose. Yeah, so I think that would be above my nose, so I didn't want to do that. Yeah, you see I cleaned up my garage a little bit. I do need to get some black latches. That's next too. I should have ordered them already. I don't know why I didn't. I just don't get this blacked out bike and then you have this black latch back here. Like even these should be all black too. This lock set should be black. I don't know, just seems half-ass. I am gonna order the spacer. I had some spacers on my Road King when I chromed out the front end. And I got that from Willie Shiny. So I already talked to Willie. Well, actually his name isn't Willie. But I talked to him already. And so I'm gonna order the spacer to make that all black. I'll probably change out this end cap to another Willie shiny one. Although this one isn't bad, you know, it does the job. And that's it. Just pop that guy right on. Doesn't stand out too much, I don't think. And when they get the black drop guards back in stock, then I'll probably order those and put them on. That's that. Got the guards on there. The bike is looking good. You know, I also forgot to mention the other thing that I added on here was the black polished push rods. So I did that as well. To kind of go with the black theme. And at some point I'll get the black screws to make all of these screws black. These things here. I just think they should all be black. But basically I guess the theme of the bike is black and gray. So I can get away with putting certain things in black and not necessarily color matching the bike all the way through. All right, so now take the bike out for a ride and see what's up with this windshield. I hope it does the trick. I'll report back. And again, this is a 6.5 inch Klock Werks, I think dark smoke windshield. And like I said, I'm 5'7", 5'8". So we'll see what happens, with that. And then I do have the Mustang seat, and I can flat foot the bike. So, and just sitting on the bike, it seemed like I'm still looking over the windshield, not looking through it, unless I, of course, tilt my head down. All right, get back at you later.